So, what we'll cover today, ladies and gentlemen, is one unique topic. In Kali Yuga, there is a, a trend of abortions. Okay, so there are unplanned, unwanted pregnancies, and people abort them. They come to me and they say that नवनीत जी हमने तो 3 महीने से पहले ही अबॉर्ट कर दिया था, उसका तो हमें कोई पाप नहीं लगता है. At times there are natural abortions. At times there are yogas in a chart which doesn't allow you to have children. You don't get children. Timing of children. When will you get a child in your life? And we can also see number of children through one formula. And what all planets are responsible to have children, and we see them through D1 and D7 charts. So the topic for today is Saptamsha and the D1, and being children is also one of the major Dhana Yogas. Lot of things you'll be able to relate. Lot of things. People who have children, they will relate to this lecture 100%. And we will also understand the derivation of the D7 chart manually, because there are certain charts I really want you to derivate. So we'll be doing that also. But I'll be telling you the implications of abortions that you have, and if those abortions are not the natural abortions. Could you please give me a minute, please? Just give me a minute. All right, so we are talking about children as the dhana, and we will also be, as I said, we'll be also derivating the D7 chart manually. But before we go ahead, I would want to give you a background, right? How children are conceived in a chart, what are the karmas, and where we don't have children in a horoscope, right? Even that also we are going to discuss. And uh, so in your consultations, you'll be able to understand those yogas, right? And this is a very important aspect. We get a lot of consultations every day where people ask us that, you know, uh, कब बच्चे होंगे, बेटा होगा, बेटी होगी, क्या होगा, will be a normal delivery, will it be a cesarean, what will happen, what will not happen, do I have children in my destiny, or when are we going to conceive them. So all these things would be discussed in these two lectures. But prior to that discussion, I will explain you what are the implications uh, of an abortion, right? If you abort a child, so what are the problems that you can face in your life if you abort a child before 3 months, okay, and what are the problems that you can face in your life after the pregnancy was 3 months old. Okay, so these are the two things I will be explaining you. And for that, you have to understand the process of what is the definition of uh, pregnancy and progeny in the shastras. You have to understand that. I'll be giving you remedies also. If you have done abortions, if you've gone through abortions which were not natural, but based on the mind, based on your own decision, then we will also tell you about the remedies, that how to come out of those curses in your life. Okay, so that will also be discussed today. So it's an important lecture, and I want you people to have no regrets, because we are studying and this is one of the important topics that we are supposed to study. So I don't want you people that, oh, we got an abortion done in this time, and this is the result of that abortion, and this is going to happen. Of course, we have remedies for these as well. Uh, but then, this can be a little depressing lecture. But then, you are my students, so I don't think that you should feel depressed about it. You are learning, uh, you know, this unique science where you have to touch many, many such topics. Before I start, I'm going to make this a very interactive session. I want to understand, because you people are Jyotishis, I would like to understand which graha is the natural significator for progeny. Who's going to tell me this? Jupiter is what
Jupiter.
Raman Sani says.
Jupiter.
Okay. Jupiter. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Fantastic. So Jupiter is what you all believe, and you all are 100% wrong. Okay. So you all are 100% wrong when you say Jupiter. Okay. Jupiter. Now you listen to me very carefully. My question was what? My question was, which planet is the natural significator for progeny? Okay. I never said for, see, progeny doesn't mean that you will get a child. You can be pregnant for 20 times and still not be able to have a child. You get pregnant and then there's a natural abortion. There's this complication, that complication. So under those circumstances, when you're not getting a child, Jupiter is the Jiva Karaka. Of course, without the blessing of Jupiter, you'll not be able to have a child. The natural significator for any pregnancy is only one graha, which is Chandra, moon. Write it down. Open up any shastra, open up any book, read. It will tell you the natural significator for pregnancy is Chandra. Is Chandra, moon. It is what? It is Chandra. Why Chandra? Why Chandra, ladies and gentlemen? Can anyone just explain me that? Why Chandra? Just use your brain. Just give your a vague hint. Why Chandra? Why Chandra, ladies and gentlemen? I've given you the answer. Carrier of the sperm, uses Venus energies. Okay.
I think, Guruji, because you have to be, mentally, you have to accept that yes, you suppose you are in physical relation with someone, but if your partner is actually rejecting, the pregnancy, I think the moon controls the mind, and because of that, maybe one of the reasons which I understand. Acceptance is needed.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah.
because the moon has your karma and you have to have the karma to have children. Also, moon is the womb which carries the soul and gives birth.
Okay. Okay. Good answers, not bad answers, but I think I'll have to improve the quality of your answers because when you dig into shastras, you get better results. So let me share the story with you, okay? How this all started. Brahma is the creator. You all know that, okay? Brahma is the creator. So from his mana, he is given birth to the Manas Putras, which are rishis. Out of them are also Saptarishis, 7 rishis, you know. These 7 rishis were the one of the most important and major part in the creation of this universe. Sapat rishis are basically Sat Rang, Sat Sur, Sat Rang, and Sat continents, Dweepas, 7 Dweepas. How many of you know about 7 Dweepas? And we live on which Dweepa? Jambu Dweepa. You know this? Jambu Dweepa. How many of you know about Jambu Dweepa? You do the Havan, you know? What did they say? If I am here,
जम्बू
the
द्वीपे
Pandit ji
भारत
say,
खंड है,
हाँ, जम्बू द्वीपे भारत खंडे
भारत
ओमेक्स,
खंड है,
है ना?
या
ओमेक्स
या
स्थाने.
जी गुरु
ओके, ये सब बोलते हैं ना? So the pregnancy on the earth was actually coming from the 7 liquids known as rasas. 7 liquids known as saptarashas or rasas from these saptarishis on 7 different continents. And the 7 rasas are the actual, seeds of any sort of pregnancy, be it the pregnancy of a human or any 84 lakh yonis. Okay, just remember this. I'm talking about the pregnancy only. Okay, I'm talking about the pregnancy. I'm not talking about the child that you will have in your hand. There are many people who have pregnancies in their life, but they don't have children. Many people. So then the answer is Jupiter. Jupiter is not allowing. Okay? But there are chances when people eagerly want to have a child and they are not able to conceive. Okay? So that conception, that pregnancy is coming from Chandra. Am I clear? Is there a confusion? Yes, no, maybe. Is there a confusion? Okay? Because the medium of the sperm, as somebody said in the chat, is going to come from the moon. Jala Tattva. Okay? Jala Tattva. So how does this work? Let me tell you how pregnancy works. Before even the intercourse, before even the the combination of the male element and the female element, the soul is assigned to the father. Soul is not assigned to the mother. Let me be very clear. Because if the soul would have been assigned to the mother, mother would have individually given birth to a baby. Mother cannot give birth without the father. So suppose Naman was supposed to take birth in my home, or your son or your daughter is supposed to take. So there will be a soul who will be assigned a space in the Mooladhara chakra of the father. Should I repeat? The soul will get space in the Mooladhara chakra of the father, where we have Ganapati. Ganapati is Brahma. You must know this thing, We don't pray to Brahma, we can pray to Ganapati. Beginning of everything. He will begin. See, only the space is assigned. It doesn't mean that the soul has reached there. Hello? Please understand the step. Here is the soul with the Chitragupta. Okay, you are assigned the Mooladhara chakra of Navneet Chitkara. You will take birth here. So the male element, the soul of the male element, my soul, is now aware that there will be a child that will come. I may not be aware here, but my soul is aware. Now, once there is this process of mating, and the sperm and the egg meets, before even the fetus is made, there is a step before fetus. Who knows what is made before fetus? When you get the CT scan done in the first month, they do not write fetus. What is the word they write? Anyone who could tell me?
Embryo?
Sorry?
Embryo?
Yeah, it's kind of an embryo. Okay, so you have that made. Still, the soul does not arrive. Why? Because soul needs a body. Step number 2, what happens? First, the Mooladhara of the father was assigned to a soul. Now, a womb is assigned to a soul. Assigned. जैसे आपको एड्रेस मिल गया कि आप यहां जाओगे. Hello? The address of the womb is given to the soul. The address of the Mooladhara. Father did the job. Now mother. Mother का address मिल गया. She'll be your mother. This is the yoni that you will go. Now soul is waiting. After 3 months, you get a fetus. Fetus is like a small Ashwini horse with 2 little eyes and small tail and this much of hands. When you see in the 3 months of this ultrasound with little tail and small hands and small legs and some dot in the eye, some dot here in the eyes, dot in the ears. Just small shape that is where the body, the reed ki haddi, that chakra's development that starts in 3 months. Now soul can see the body and soul can enter that body for a minute or 2 because soul can see a body. Soul will only enter a body, and that body, the foundation of the body comes in 3 months. Now soul is sure that I will get this womb, and if soul wants to visit that body, he or she is allowed. I mean, she's allowed. So after 3 months, the soul can come, feel that body, go out, do whatever. Because in one body, we can have one soul or another spark for some time and then go. That is there in the shastras. Now, what happens here? If you abort before 3 months, it is a sin because soul is extremely disappointed. With an act that soul was assigned a womb, the embryo was made, although the body structure didn't come, soul did not enter it, but it was assigned, and there is a pain. There is a pain, And all these people up there, Shiva, Chitragupta, Vishnu, they said, "Yaar, what are these people doing? Ye kya kiya?" So a sin is done, even if it is a 10 days pregnancy. A sin is done because soul was assigned that womb. But now it is a 3 months of pregnancy and you abort after 3 months. Oh, this sin is inevitable because now the soul was visiting that, soul was entering that body frequently. Now it is actually a murder. So have you understood the difference between a pregnancy before 3 months and after 3 months? Before 3 months, it was assigned. Soul never visited it because soul needs a body. Body was not there. This much, a rice kind of an embryo is not a body. It's not a body. Soul is not interested. Soul needs some formation. And Shastra says that soul enters in the 3rd month. Some of the Siddhantas clearly says this. The soul enters in the 3rd month. So after 3rd month, if you have this abortion, it is a murder. Before that, it is still a sin, but the severity may not be that much. But there's still a sin. There'll be suffering. There will be suffering. Because soul was very happy. I got a Mooladhara. It is the beginning. Then soul was happy that I got a womb. Oh, she's my mother. He's my father. Yeah, zygote, single cell, and after 3 months it's embryo. Yeah, this is what it is, medical terms. That is correct, Jyotish. You are absolutely correct, Jyotish. So zygote, single cell, but that cell is assigned, that soul is assigned that cell. But after 3 months, it's like an embryo. It's like a complete. It is becoming the body. There's a small sign of the backbone. There are 2 small eyes, just like the fish eyes and all, that dots are seen in the ultrasound. There are many videos that you can see on YouTube from day 1 to 90 days of pregnancy. They'll show you small child, this much of, then growing. Everything you'll see. So many videos are there. Now, here's the catch. Here is the catch. Look at the MD and the AD Lord in which the pregnancy happened. Mahadasha and the Antardasha. Look at the Mahadasha, look at the Antardasha in which the pregnancy you conceived. Both for the male and for the female. Because when female conceives, Shastra says male also conceives same day. It is just that the womb is of the female. It is the conception of the male equally. So lot of people in US, they don't say that she's pregnant. What they say, we are pregnant. It is not that she's pregnant. We are pregnant. So the conception date of the male and the female is the same, but the womb, that engineering is only with the female. Look at the Mahadasha of the female and the Antardasha of the female, and then look at the Mahadasha of the male and the Antardasha of the female. Note down those planets. Note down those planets. And there are rasas associated with those planets. There are rasas, 7 rasas. So for Rahu, you can take the rasa of Shani and for Ketu, you can take the rasa of Mangal. Ideally, it was 7. For Rahu Ketu, Rahu you take Shani, and for Ketu you take Mangal. I will make a table for you, which will help you understand the rasa, the planet, and the ill effect of that graha in which you did the abortion. What is going to happen in your life? When it is going to happen in your life? Interesting. When that particular curse will be activated in your life. You may have done abortion 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and you'll be feeling happy, kuch hua to hai nahi, Mahadev is okay with me. There is a time for the activation of that curse that will come and slap you. The activation, if it was a pregnancy before 3 months, the action may not be very severe, but it will be there. But if it was after 3 months, the action would be extremely severe. But if you've done any such mistake, I will be also giving you certain remedies. I will be also. But if the abortion has happened, you have to look at the Mahadasha and the Antardasha of the female and the Mahadasha and the Antardasha of the male, because that rasa was responsible for giving the pregnancy out of the Saptarasas. Jupiter is all above. He's like the top CEO, the top boss. You say, okay, you want a child? Okay, give. I permit. But that all this, progeny and all this mating and conception is happening at the rasa level, not at the Jupiter level. Do you think Jupiter will be interested in understanding the process of conception? Do you think Jupiter will be interested in mating? Come on. Who is interested in mating? Which graha? Which graha is interested in mating? Chandra?
Moon.
Moon. So my question was, the planet which significator, natural significator of progeny. I never asked the natural significator of Jiva Karka. I know you are intelligent people. You know about Jiva Karka more than me. I'm just talking about progeny, conception, pregnancy. So let me make a table for you. And let me tell you the rasas of each graha and abortion that somebody's done. What kind of hits can be seen in the life? Lot of my clients, where I ask them that in this Mahadasha, this Antardasha, you got a child aborted, and after the abortion, this thing happened in your life. They said, yes, this thing happened. And especially in this dasha. For that, I would need D7, D1, and D30. D30, Trimshamsha, the chart of misfortunes. Because whenever a misfortune is going to hit your life, you have to take input from D30. You have to take an input from D30. And whenever a misfortune happens, the important role is played by the nodes. So the nodes will play the important role. For sure. And I'll help you identify that as well. Should I make the table? Till now, do we have any questions? If no questions, I'll move ahead. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Have you understood
Guruji?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have one
please.
question.
Yeah.
So ये जो you get those pills also, right? Like जिसमें you can suppress the pregnancy because generally you don't know you are pregnant like until like you get your first period, which is like 1 month after, right?
Yeah.
So उससे पहले like when you talked about कि 3 months से पहले करेंगे तो there is a curse associated with it. Like first
Yeah.
of all you don't even know you are pregnant until that 1 month.
Yeah.
एंड वो जो प्रेगनेंसी को सप्रेस करने वाली जो होती है लाइक यू हैड अ अनसेफ सेक्सुअल थिंग एंड देन यू गो एंड टेक अ प्लान बी पिल होती है सो उसको इसमें कैसे लाते हैं
See, again, I would like to tell you that the definition of the Sambhoga in the Shastra was only for the childbirth. Only. The purpose was only the childbirth. The purpose was never pleasure. Okay. But since we are in Kali Yuga, okay, now you've talked about the stage, before the zygote also. You've asked me about a stage. So again, this is a sin itself, but it is not because there's no conception. These pills do what? They create a layer on the ovary where the egg is not released and the sperm cannot meet. That is how these pills work. Okay, so they create a layer. Okay, so that means this is actually not a pregnancy. Okay, you've stopped yourself from, you know, from even getting the Mooladhara assigned. Okay, so Mooladhara bhi assign nahi hua usme to. You understand? Mooladhara will only be assigned to a male where Chitragupt thinks that there is a scope of pregnancy. Okay, now you think that there is no scope of pregnancy. There are already precautions taken. There are several type of precautions. There are precautions that male take. There are precautions that female take. So under those circumstances, only the dosha of kama is going to be there. Okay, the kama dosha, one of the shadripus, one of the indris, the dosha of the indra is going to be there. Now that again is divided into two parts. There is a kama permitted by Shiva. If you get married, there's a kama not permitted by Shiva. Right? So it is what we discussed in the SMP class in the morning in detail. Okay. So your answer to your question is that will not be considered in the dosha. Because you are not killing anyone. The sperm and the ovum didn't even meet. So even the zygote also was not there. Okay, so the womb was never assigned. Okay, so since we are living in the Kali Yuga, right? So this is part of the Kali Yuga. This Shadripu is part of the Kali Yuga. And it will only get the dosha of the Kali Yuga, not the personal rasa dosha is not going to be applicable on safe sex. Okay.
and Guruji क्या कहते हैं like when you talk about the number 3 step which is like before 3 months and after 3 months उसमें depend करता है क्या कि because 3 months से पहले we said कि father का मूलाधारा is involved so उसमें ऐसे बोलेंगे कि
Both are
father को
involved.
send
Father
both are
Mooladhara and the womb of the mother, because the day the zygote, there the pregnancy is 1 day old, the womb is assigned, the address to the soul is given that this is the womb, this is your address. So the Mooladhara of the father and the yoni of the mother both are under sin. Any more confusions?
गुरुजी जैसे मैंने अभी लिखा है जैसे प्रेगनेंसी टर्मिनेट करना ड्यू टू फीटल मेडिकल कंडीशन
Yeah.
तो
Yeah.
जैसे
So see
मेरे
what is
साथ हुआ
happening is
था
now we have so many tests now.
या
What have you done? You have stopped a karmic settlement of your life and your child. So, suppose you got you are educated enough. Okay, you got the quadruple tests and all those tests, and you find there are abnormalities in the child growth. So doctors will say, take it off, we don't want this child. He'll be autistic, or he'll be an autism, there'll be this, there'll be dysformity, ye, जो है उनकी problems आएंगी, so get the child aborted. So I've seen many such cases who come to me, say that this is the report, what should we do? Now that autistic child, or the child which was supposed to take birth at your home, and there was a karma settlement happening, you stopped it. Okay, you bought it. Do you think that you will get rid of this karma? You have actually added something more. What have you added? One, that karma is pending. Second, when you take a rebirth again, you will be born in a family where you'll have ignorance. And the childbirth will happen with an ignorance, with more severe problems. And you know what I have seen, where there was this test report that has come to me, and I asked parents that let the karma happen and start doing this mantra. They did that mantra and they were able to get a perfect child. And all those reports that doctors they had given at the 3rd or the 4th month, they were shameful. And then they said, what was the answer of the doctor? Doctor said, Kudrat ke aage to hum bhi haar jate hain, and all that. This is all God's grace. Because you are talking of Vigyan. I am talking of Gyan. Gyan is above Vigyan. Where Vigyan finishes, the Jnana starts. The Jupiter starts after Saturn and Mangal. Is the most powerful. So even that is a sin. You can't get away. You are only getting away from that sin temporarily. Maybe this birth, but next birth you'll be, born in Africa or maybe in Afghanistan, where you have no facility to get the ultrasound done, or maybe in India, maybe somewhere in Bihar, or maybe some remote areas, in UP or somewhere, where the girl is never going for any ultrasound and straight away delivering the child in the 9th month. And that too, the delivery is at home. Not even the hospital facilities or medical facilities are given. It will come to you. Don't think that you can play with the nature.
अगर गुरुजी मैंने जैसे शेयर किया अपना, अगर किसी को, जैसे मुझे ये सब इंट्यूशन के थ्रू मुझे पता चला था ये, देन आई कॉल्ड द डॉक्टर एंड फिर उसका जैसे अल्ट्रासाउंड हुआ तो देन इट वाज रियल, इट्स वाज ट्रू.
No, I didn't get you. What was real? What was intuition? Can you just elaborate that, please?
जैसे मैंने 2015 में आई वाज प्रेग्नेंट, तो मुझे इसे इंट्यूशन, मैं सो रही थी, मुझको इंट्यूशन आया कि इट हैज डाउन सिंड्रोम, बेबी हैज.
Okay.
तो मेरा अल्ट्रासाउंड के कराया तो उसको डाउन सिंड्रोम निकला.
Okay.
तो we decided for the termination of pregnancy.
That is a sin. Even if you have intuition, right? I have seen by special mantras. What, people don't have faith on those mantras. They'll say, okay, Guruji, give me a written guarantee. How would I give you the guarantee of your sattva? When you're doing this mantra, how sattvic are you? In the Satyuga, rishis used to tell that follow these things, people used to follow. In Kali Yuga, you may not follow all these things, and you may not believe. People here believe more in science than Jyotisha. Who knows? Who knows? If there's whatever syndrome you're talking about, if there is a blessing of Krishna or Shiva, or there are certain mantras that we have in the shastras, if you do, I've seen people getting out of this mess. But all you have done is that you've just postponed the karma. You have not terminated the karma. You have terminated the pregnancy, but not the karma. I must tell you that. It is just the postponing of a thing. And when you check the Mahadasha, Antardasha, Mahadasha, Antardasha of you and your spouse, You'll understand what kind of a dosha you're going to get and what is the solution to it. That is what I'm going to teach you today. So that this severe, and what was, how much days was that pregnancy?
After 3 months.
Oh, see, that was after 3 months. Obviously, the quadruple happens after 3 months only. So that is a severe one. That's a severe one. The soul must have visited, because the moment 3 months are done, in the third month, the soul visits. He feels it. Technically, the soul enters once. Anyways, don't worry about it. I mean, done cannot be undone, so don't feel guilty about it. We have remedies for it. Let's see what we can do. So let me make a table for you of the rasas and the problems associated with those rasas. So what I'll do is, I'll write down the rasas on the top here. I'll say rasa. Rasa is a form of a nectar. And the meaning of that rasa, the meaning of that rasa, the graha associated with that rasa. I have not touched D7 yet, so D7 is yet to be touched. And the dosha or the effect. The first rasa is kshara rasa. Kshara. K-S-A-R-A. Kshara rasa. It is known as salt. Namkeen jala. And the graha, the planet associated is Saturn. The next one is Shira. Shira is milk. And the planet associated with this rasa is Moon. Then we have Dadhi. Dadhi. And Dadhi is curd. And the planet associated is Venus. So this is one of the rasas giving the pregnancy whenever there's a Mahadasha of Venus, so Mahadasha of the Venus is giving, the Dadhi is giving you the pregnancy, one of the rasas. Then we have Grata. Grata, which is ghee. And the planet associated is Jupiter. Then we have Iksa. Iksa rasa. Iksha भी बोलते हैं, Iksa rasa. It means sugar cane. Planet acid is Mercury. Madhu. Madhu rasa. Honey. Graha associated is Sun. Shuddha jala. Shuddha jala. Pure water. Pure water. And the planet associated is Mars. So whenever you conceive a pregnancy in a particular Mahadasha, that is the rasha which is associated. Okay. So from D7 you check 5th lord, 9th lord, 6th house, 10th house. I'll tell you all these things, the combinations. And you can find out which rasa has given you the pregnancy. You will also have to check Desh Kal Patra, which I'll be again telling you, because you can't check these yogas at the age of 5 or 10 or 11. You check, these those, the combinations after you've gotten married or when you're in a relationship, then somebody comes and then we tell, okay, this time, this particular period, you get this, particular child and this. So if it was in the Kshara Rasa, the Saturn was involved in the pregnancy, and you did abortion. Okay, you did the abortion. The result, the curse, will be tons of diseases that you will face in the coming lives until this dosha is removed. You've seen people say, Guruji, जब से जन्म हुआ है इस बच्चे का, ये डिजीजेस, बीमार बीमार बीमार, एक भी दिन ठीक नहीं रहा. So we know that this child was someone in his last birth, and abortions, diseases, and at times you have to also suffer in the same birth as well. So same problem coming in this birth and bimar, bimar, bimar. If it was in the moon dasha and you got aborted, you will be homeless. घर ही नहीं बनता लोगों का अपना. This is the shrapa coming with the moon. Dadhi, loss of love. सारे कार्मिक रिश्ते, प्यार ही नहीं मिलता. Jupiter, घी, you will get poverty. पैसा नहीं आएगा, गरीबी. When you see really poor people in their previous birth or in some birth in the Jupiter Mahadasha, they've got the abortion done. If it is in the Mercury, you will be alone in the society, you will be having friendless life. No friends ever. Madhu, in the Surya Mahadasha, when you did this, you will have to born blind in one of the births. Andhe, Vishwa, matlab, it is like blindness. You will not have eyes. And if it is in the Mars, Shuddha Jala, loss of a limb, polio, handicapped people, underprivileged people, autistic child, उन्होंने अपने मंगल की महादशा में ये प्रॉब्लम किया होता है. Now you have understood what all problems you can get. Solution. There are two solutions, remedies that are defined by Muni Parashara. Muni Parashara says the first thing is the Gayatri mantra. And this Gayatri mantra you have to do in front of Shiva only. In front of Shiva only, no other deity. Meditate on Shiva and do the Gayatri mantra. And minimum 6 lakh Bija mantra of the planet. Bija mantra of the planet. So 6 lakh Bija mantra of the planet before you take another birth, within this birth. So it was Jupiter. So 6 lakh Om Gram Greem Grom Sah Gurve Nama. 6 lakh Bija. And you need to ask for the forgiveness after you've done 6 lakh. You do a Ujapan or Udhapan. So when you do that Udhapan Havana, You have to specifically tell the priest for the forgiveness. So if you want to be more specific, just take the Mahadasha and Antardasha and do Bijas for both. So that will become 6 plus 6, 12 lakhs. Mahadasha plus Antardasha for you, and then 12 lakhs for your spouse, Mahadasha and Antardasha for him, along with whenever you're doing this Bijas, keep doing minimum 3 malas of Gayatri Mantra, starting from Tat Savitur, 3 rounds. This is the remedy to come out of this curse. And if you don't do it in this birth, either in this birth, depending upon the severity, or in the next birth, you will face one of the curses for sure. The mother and the father, both of them. Am I clear? You got the solution? I hope you're not demotivated. You have the solution to it now. Okay. When can this yoga get active in this life only? There are 2 ways. How to check it? Write down. In the Mahadasha Lord or the Antardasha Lord in which you did the abortion, if that particular graha is associated with the nodes Rahu or Ketu in the D30 chart, the suffering will be whole life without waiting for any Mahadasha or Antardasha. Go to D30 Trimshamsha, and जिसमें महादशा लॉर्ड जिसमें अबॉर्ट किया या अंतरदशा लॉर्ड जिसमें अबॉर्ट किया, if that is associated with Rahu or Ketu in D30, forget about any dasha, don't wait for any dasha, the suffering has begun. Loss of love, the health is starting going, the poverty will start coming, friends will go away, eyesight is going down, 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 and it will go away. Eyesight also means that you can't foresee anything. Your future is in the dark. At time, eyesight doesn't mean only your physical eye. So eyesight is also means your foresightedness is gone. Love is gone from the life. Husband, wife have started hating each other. Step 2. Look at the Rashi chart. If those planets were 5th lord or 9th lord in which the pregnancy happened and their dashas have started, those dashas will give you severe problems. जिस दशा में आपने अबॉर्ट करवाया वो ग्रह 5th या 9th लॉर्ड नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर वो 5th और 9th लॉर्ड है और उसकी दशा चल पड़ी है, you will get problems. That curse is active. Because 5th house is children, 9th house is the conception. इसलिए in female chart we also consider the 9th house not for the child but for the conception. So pregnancy is 9th house. Children for both male and female is 5th house. You want to see the condition of the children in the female chart, 5th house. Male chart, 5th house. 9th house is not seen in the male chart. 9th house is seen in the female chart because that is pregnancy. After the child is born, we discard the 9th house of the female. We only consider the 5th house. The 9th house is only considered till the child is born. Any confusion? Am I crystal clear? There should not be any confusion. Why 9th house? Because 9th house is where Shiva sits. 9th house is the first house created for you people to get the lagna. You are given the father name. you're given 9th house is your father. Father name is given. The Mooladhara of father is given based on your 6th house. It is the 4th from the 6th house. Your Shadripus, your bad karmas is giving you a new life. Oh, you got a new life, you get this father name. Your dharma is given to you. 9th house. So 9th house is considered for pregnancy. The pregnancy will take place in females, but the name will be given by the father. Mooladhara assigned to father, and then the womb assigned to the mother. So 9th house is the, the procedure of conception. So that is why it is considered in the female's chart. When will this be activated? When the and suppose step number 3. Now these Mahadasha and Antardasha lords were not associated with the 5th house or the 9th house. But if there are some other planets in the 5th house, 9th house, or there's some other lord of the 5th house or the 9th house, अगर पंचम भाव और नवम भाव की दशा चली तो सफरिंग आएगी, irrespective that those planets were involved during the abortion or not. Abortion में वो involved नहीं थे, but if the 5th house dasha or the 9th house dasha starts, the Lord, the suffering will come with respect to the rasa. Any questions? No questions? Why you people are so silent? Are you guys okay, everyone? This was a sensitive topic I wanted to touch. I've given the remedies to you people. You have the opportunity to come out of this mess. You have time. And you can guide hundreds and hundreds of people so that they can come out of this situation. So that when they are born next time, they are not born with the curse. No problem. There's a way you can come out of abortions. There's a way you can come out of the curses of illicit relations. There's a way you can come out of alcohol problems. There's a way you can come out of the food repose that you had, non-veg and anything in the past. There's a way, there's a mantra, there's a process, there's a charity from which you can come out of these situations. There are mantras who can burn these sins. Don't worry about it. If you don't remember the, so then do the Gayatri mantra, right? And leave it to God. Or you do 6 lakh mantra for all the 7 planets, including, in fact, the 9 planets, including Rahu and Ketu. So if you don't know, it's that simple as that. I mean, that is the only thing we can do. You have to do 6 lakhs for each 12. So that makes 72 lakh. That makes 63 lakhs, I guess. No, 54 lakhs. In this one lifetime, if you don't remember. Guruji, by chance pregnancy happened for my 3rd baby and I continued. Everyone against me, but I stood, continued. Now it's big win for me. It is. It is a big win for you. At least, I don't know whether how that child will be or how will you be able to do, but at least that karma or the rasa dosha is not there. You should be proud of it. Either you guys don't conceive. If you've conceived, take it forward. Simple as that. If you can't take it forward, do not conceive it. And if you've done something like that, do the bijas of that graha. Very important to do the bijas. And when you take the sankalpa, during the sankalpa, you have to pray to the Shiva that you're taking this sankalpa to come out of this curse and you are asking for forgiveness. It will be easy for Shiva to forgive you if it was before 3 months. But if it was after 3 months, you really have to have good intensity. The intensity has to be good for the prayers. Both husband and wife should do it, because it was not just the decision of the female. And if the female has done it without informing the father, she's ditched the father, she's conned the father, then the entire dosha is going to be on the female. So it is a double dosha, because that person was unaware of the situation. You did it and then you said, okay, this happened, I did this, done. And there's one yoga that I will explain you more, just to give you a glimpse of D7. In the D7 chart, why we consider D7 chart always? Because 11th house from the 7th house is 5th house. So the gains of the 7th house is in the 5th house. That is why D7 chart is considered for children, not the D5 chart. The lagna of the D7 is most important. If the lagna lord of the D7 chart is either with Rahu Ketu or debilitated or combust, especially if the lagna lord of the D7 chart is Neecha, you will not have children. बच्चे नहीं होते हैं. बच्चा नहीं होगा अगर D7 चार्ट का लगन लॉर्ड एफ्लिक्टेड है, या वो बहुत वीक है, या वो नीच राशि में है, राइट? यू विल बी डिनाइड फॉर द चाइल्ड. The Lagan Lord of the D7 chart is extremely important. If it is affected in any way, having a child would be either you go for, we'll have to check, can this be done through IVF or IUI, or if there is a relation between the 7th and the 8th Lord in the D7 chart. Another one. 7th and the 8th Lord combination, adopted child in the D7. But I am going to teach you D7 house-wise. I am going to teach you the derivation of D7 and the timing and the combination. Although there are two methods of finding the sex of the child. One is very basic method. The other one is a long 2.5 pages formula. Right? But I'll be teaching you the basic one. So that is going to be our next class. कब बच्चा होता है, किस दोष में प्रेगनेंसी रिस्की होती है. And I must tell you, if there's a natural abortion, we can see the yogas, but you people are not at fault. That is your bhagya. That is a bhagya. But उसमें भी एक चीज है. मुनि पराशर कहते हैं कि natural abortion में, if the mother has shown the careless, mother will be punished. None of the father is saying, don't walk, don't run, don't, come from the stairs so quickly. And the lady is a foolish lady and she's not agreeing to the same. She's overconfident and she loses the child. It is a natural abortion, where mother is responsible for not taking care of the pregnancy. It's a sin. When you don't take care of your child, it's a sin. When you don't feed your child on time, it's a sin. When you think of sleeping, it's a sin. And when you fulfill your own wishes before the wishes of your children, it is a sin for the father. That he wants a bottle, he wants a drink every night, and is not accumulating money for the daughter, for her marriage, for settlement, for education of the children. It's a sin. You are not giving mrityu to the children, but you are giving mrityu tule dukha to the children. So live life in a very simple way. You've got the pregnancy, keep it, and just go ahead and leave it to the God. Try to live a simple life. When you make your life complicated, it looks as if everything is okay, but up there in your ledger, things are not okay. Things are not okay. You can make them okay with the remedies that I've given. And they are the remedies directly coming from the Guru Parampara, and they are tried and tested remedies. And take from me as a Guru Parampara. If you give these remedies to others, they will help. Because the legacy of Guru is coming. The energy of Guru is coming. This is the difference between the remedy that you read from the book and you give it to someone, and the remedy that your Guru has told you, and then you give it to someone, ahead. There's the difference between that remedy and the remedy that you look in the book and you Google a remedy, you Google a mantra, you give it to someone. Now, if it is coming from the Guru, that is the only remedy which can help your clients. It will be more quick. That is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions before we leave?
गुरुजी 2 क्वेश्चन है.
3 पूछिए आप.
एक क्वेश्चन ये है कि एक मेरी फ्रेंड है, उस मतलब वो कपल है, दे हैव बीन मैरिड फॉर 10 इयर्स और दे हैड मल्टीपल अबॉर्शन, मतलब 10 साल में एटलीस्ट 10 नेचुरल अबॉर्शंस थे उनके.
Natural or they done it themselves?
No, natural थे. They always wanted a kid. और क्या कहते हैं?
Bad
But the thing
5th
is,
house. दोनों हस्बैंड वाइफ का राहु के साथ संबंध होगा. पंचम भाव में मेलेफिक्स की सप्तम दृष्टि होगी. सप्तम दृष्टि बहुत काम करती है अबॉर्शन. मेलेफिक्स की सप्तम दृष्टि होगी. बोलो, है ऐसा?
मेरे पास उनके डिटेल्स नहीं है, बट आई कैन चेक.
ग्रुप में डालो. क्या केस स्टडी होगी उनका? D30, D7 और D1 ग्रुप में डालो, हस्बैंड वाइफ का.
मतलब बर्थडे पता है, टाइम नहीं पता है मुझे, और प्लेस
टाइम पता लगाओ. आपकी दोस्त है वो.
I mean,
अगर उसके
लोग
पास
इन
टाइम
चीजों
नहीं
पे
है तो
बहुत
मेरे को
सेंसिटिव
भेजो.
होते हैं.
We'll do the BTR.
या उनका ना वो मतलब so she tried to have a kid, as I said, like for 10 years, and हर साल they would try, हर साल she'll go to this, like इतना mental and emotional and physical torture है वो भी तो कहीं ना कहीं का कर्स है ना. वो कहाँ से आता है?
देखिए, वो तब आता है जब आपके बच्चा नहीं ना होता. वो एक्चुअली गुरु दोष होता है. मेरी बात ध्यान रखना. आपने ना किसी की एजुकेशन में, किसी की ग्रोथ में, और किसी के बच्चों को आपने बहुत से लोग ऐसे हैं जो किसी के बच्चों को नुकसान पहुंचा देते हैं. जेलसी में, नफरत में, ईवल आय रखते हैं. और गुरु के साथ कोई ना कोई ऐसा कर्म किया होता है आपके जीवन के अंदर कि उसका कर्स आपके आता है. उसको गुरु दोष बोलते हैं. दैट मीन्स इन द प्रीवियस बर्थ यू हैव डन समथिंग सीरियसली रॉन्ग विद योर जुपिटर और द तत्वस दैट आर रिलेटेड टू जुपिटर. बच्चा ही नहीं होता. क्योंकि देखो, जो मैंने अभी क्लास में सबसे पहले कहा, मैंने क्या कहा कि बृहस्पति कारक है बच्चा होने का, लेकिन जो प्रोसीजर है ना, प्रोसीजर है उसमें भी फेल हो रहा है और बच्चा नहीं हो रहा। तो चंद्रमा, ठीक है, और ये तो इसमें सबसे ज्यादा गुरु दोष आता है कि बच्चा ही नहीं होगा, बांझपन है, बच्चा ही नहीं आएगा, गुरु एफ्लिक्टेड है। और आप देखना कि उनके D7 में उनका लगन लॉर्ड भी एफ्लिक्टेड होगा। D7 का लगन लॉर्ड एफ्लिक्ट होगा, बच्चा नहीं होगा।
इसकी ऑब्जर्वेशन ये है कि मेरी जो फ्रेंड है ना, उनकी जो मदर थी ना, उनको भी 10 years तक बेबी नहीं हुआ था, फिर उसको, मतलब मेरी फ्रेंड हुई थी और उसका भाई हुआ था। एंड द अदर ऑब्जर्वेशन इज कि उसकी मॉम को कैंसर हुआ था और उसकी मॉम की जब डेथ हो गई थी, उसके इमीडिएटली बाद उसको बच्चा हो गया था।
तो वो आ
तो
गई
तो
होगी
वहां
ना, उसने
आई कैन
रिक्वेस्ट की
सो
होगी
मच।
माफ कर दो।
हाँ वही तो वो जो है ना, ये कर्मा सेटलमेंट जो आप जो मैं बताने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ ना, वो इतना
हाँ तो वो
इंटरेस्टिंग है।
ऊपर गई होगी, उसने बोला होगा माफ कर दो, मैं जाना चाहती हूँ, मैं जाना चाहती हूँ, गिड़गिड़ाई होगी, उन्होंने माफ कर दिया होगा, उसने कुछ कर्म किए होंगे, सेवा वेवा ऊपर जाके की होगी, तो शी गॉट बैक, तो आ गई वापस। तो यही होता है ना, यही तो सर्कल ऑफ लाइफ है। आप देखो ना, कई
या
लोगों के घर में मम्मी पापा में से किसी की डेथ होती है तो पैसा आना शुरू हो जाता है एकदम से,
पैसा ना चले। हाँ,
आने
वो
मतलब
तो है।
बिजनेस कहीं से कहीं हो जाता है, घर बन जाता है, गाड़ियां बन जाती हैं, आफ्टर डेथ ऑफ द फादर। वो क्या करते हैं, वो ऊपर जाके वो कर्मा ब्रेक करते हैं और वो रिलीज हो जाता है। कई लोगों की डेथ होती है, आगे कंसेप्शन हो जाती है, द सोल वांट्स टू कम बैक।
कम बैक, या
तो ये सारा
दैट्स
कार्मिक
व्हाट, लाइक
सेटलमेंट।
दैट वाज द, या ये सारा मैंने वही ऑब्जर्व करके ही आई थॉट कि उनकी
देखो
मॉम को भी टेन
ज्योतिष
ईयर्स
जो
तक नहीं
है
हुआ था फिर।
पारुल जी, ज्योतिष किताबों से नहीं आता है। ज्योतिष अगर आपको बेसिक्स आ गए हैं ना, आपको ज्योतिष आएगा ऑब्जर्वेशन से। आप फ्रेंड्स की लाइफ, अपनी लाइफ, आसपास वाले लोगों की लाइफ को जितना ऑब्जर्व करोगे, जितना उनकी कुंडलियों को देखोगे, वहां से ज्योतिष आएगा। क्योंकि योग इतने सारे हैं, एक जिंदगी में, एक लाइफ में हम नहीं याद रख सकते, हम नहीं कर सकते। आई नो दी बेसिक्स, मुझे 100 योग पता है, लेकिन 101वां योग फ्रेंड की लाइफ में पता लगता है, उसको देखता हूँ, अरे हाँ तेरे में ऐसे ऐसे था, वो मैं लिख लेता हूँ, तो वो 101वां योग बनता है, उसको वेरीफाई करता हूँ, तो वो होता है। ज्योतिष ये है।
या एंड इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, आपने गुरु दोष बोला है, उसका हस्बैंड इज लाइक द मोस्ट अमेजिंग हस्बैंड यू कैन एवर आस्क फॉर। तो मुझे वहां पे भी वो डाउट आता है कि वो गुरु दोष कैसे होगा, मतलब ही विल डू एवरीथिंग फॉर हिज वाइफ, वो घर पे सब कुछ
कैन
काम
यू
करेगा।
प्लीज एक्सप्लेन द मीनिंग ऑफ एन अमेजिंग हस्बैंड? आई हैव नेवर हर्ड इट बिफोर।
आई मीन ही वुड, इन द सेंस, आई मीन हर एक में कमी होती है, बट लाइक फ्रॉम द आउटर पर्सपेक्टिव जो है, ही
नहीं, वो
वुड टेक केयर इन
आपके
द
लिए
सेंस।
उसका अमेजिंग हो सकता है, तुम मुझसे पूछो ना।
वो खुद का भी उसका, वो शी वुड से,
नो
आई
नो
मीन कुछ
सी,
लोग हैं, मतलब आई
लॉट
हैव अ
ऑफ,
फ्रेंड वो
oh come
she'll
on,
go around boasting,
see,
boasting कि
no
my
husband,
husband is the best husband in the world.
no husband, I mean they are fighting with their hairs open at home in their bedroom. Okay, so no husband is an amazing husband and no wife is an amazing wife. So please don't give me this. Okay. So I
Okay.
I cannot take this. Even Shri Ram may not be an amazing husband. I must tell you. So
True
so
that.
don't give me this. What was the third question? Or you don't have a third question, right?
नहीं third नहीं था, बस यही, I this was my
See,
observation
the
and
amazing husband is only if there is a demand. Amazing wife is only there if there is a demand or a settlement happening. Then you become amazing. Otherwise, you are only amazing for like an hour or so when you have not married. So prior to marriage, that 1 hour you spend, और उस 1 घंटे के लिए जो 3 घंटे पहले तैयारी होती है या 2 दिन पहले तैयारी होती है उस डेट पे जाने के लिए, that makes you amazing. Okay, but when you see your husband and wife in the most unwanted posture, he's not even sitting straight, he's like this, and there's no powder on the face, right? Nothing, right? And you're also taking his all the drama and shit. So then the husband and wife doesn't remain the perfect or the amazing husband or the amazing wife. वो रह नहीं जाता है. I mean, they are only amazing when they're in public. 99% of the couples are amazing in public, not at their home. So you got to correct yourself.
या अरुदा लगना, उनकी अरुदा लगना अच्छी होगी।
अरुदा खत्म ही हो जाता है शादी के बाद। सब खत्म। कोई आरूढ़ा उदा नहीं रह जाता। आरूढ़ा समाज के लिए है, ठीक है ना। आपका आरूढ़ा शादी से पहले था, आपके स्पाउस से, शादी के बाद आरूढ़ खत्म, ठीक है।
मैं अपने लिए बोल रही थी, व्हेन आई लुक एट देम, उनका रुधा शोज।
मैं समझ गया था, आप अपने
मैं
लिए बोल रहे हो।
मैं समाज में हूं ना उसके।
मैं समझ गया, आपको तो अरूढ़ा नजर आएगा, उसकी बीवी को नहीं ना अरूढ़ा नजर आएगा उसको।
सही बात है।
Guruji, can I ask a question?
यस।
Hey, sorry, hold on one second. Stop it. Um, have you seen,
द केतु इज टॉर्चरिंग यू।
sorry, he wants to talk to.
Yeah.
Have you seen scenarios in couples chart where the karma for having children is very strong for one person but not the other?
Yes.
Because and what do you think the reason is? Is the person who doesn't have karma for having children, is it some type of like why? I'm trying to figure out what is the karma that they would experience in life, right? Because
I tell you
one
how.
chart clearly,
For an example, suppose
Yeah.
there's a guru dosha, there's problems related to guru, and you didn't do anything, but you were there with that person in the last birth. You know, वो जो एक
Mhm.
कानून है ना, जिसमें आपने कत्ल नहीं किया किसी का, लेकिन आप बेचारे उसके साथ थे. You were in the same car.
Mhm.
So he's getting 14 years, you're getting 10 years for no reason.
Mhm.
तो ऐसे कई कर्म होते हैं. But on the same time, such cases, people go for IVF or this because the yoga of the child was strong, so eventually they got it.
Yeah, because I have a couple that clearly the guy, his D7 Lagna Lord is in the 12th house and all that, but the girl has a perfect scenario where yes, children are part of her karma, like she will have. So they're trying, but but the guy's chart, I mean, Venus is
See, they're
weak in
trying.
D1
You
and
see, I've seen संता जी हजार ऐसे चार्ट देखे हैं.
yeah,
उसमें पता है क्या होता है, एक तो वो ट्राई कर रहे हैं, एक हो सकता है IVF से हो जाए. मैंने कई ऐसे चार्ट देखे हैं कि शादी को तो अभी 4-5 साल 10 साल हुए हैं, 8वें 9वें साल में हस्बैंड की डेथ ही होगी, वो चला गया, डिवोर्स हो गया, और द गर्ल गॉट प्रेग्नेंट फ्रॉम समवन एल्स.
right,
Okay, so many scenarios are there, not just one
Right.
scenario.
right. But because she's meant to have a child, that could help him. Let's
She's meant
say,
to have a child, so either she will get it through IVF or she'll get pregnant from someone else, right? Or the separation will happen, another husband will come, and then so these are 2-3 scenarios that can, 4 scenarios, and many other, which is not coming
Right.
to my mind. But अगर वो है तो उसमें ये possibility हो सकती है.
True.
Because
Yeah.
I've met so many gynecologists.
Mm-hmm.
ठीक है, and so many people, like they are my friends and followers, and they've been telling me that Navneet, I don't want to tell you, but uh, around 40% cases that we get are a mess. So जो ये जो बच्चे नजर आ रहे हैं, इनके है ही नहीं है, किसी और का ही कुछ और है, किसी का कोई और कुछ है. So this is so many of this messes there everywhere in this world. So I must tell you that. Okay, so
Right.
so that also happens, and I've seen that during my consultations as well.
Right. Okay. Well, that was like, I just wanted to understand from a karmic standpoint, when couples are put together where one is so strong and the other one
All
just clearly,
like
and
this,
they,
it is
and they
very
have children.
difficult to understand भी क्या करके आए, कैसे करके आए, but we can understand, we can estimate the mess, but what exactly was that mess, वो हरि जानते हैं.
Hmm.
Or we have to be so much exalted that we have that third eye and the chakra is active in our body, so we can clearly see the picture, what this person has done. We can
Yeah.
only match with what we have understood from our gurus. इसने ये किया होगा.
Right. Sorry. All kinds of things happening today. Okay, thank you.
So I hope you all have enjoyed the class, right? Important class. You've learned few things today that you can suggest, you can take people out of the mess. Okay? Chalo. That is it for today.